I'm going to jump into a Craigslist rebuild, and I want you guys to join me on this. This is going to be kind of fun. I've got all the stuff from the dollar store versus some Seymour paint, which I use on specific parts. But all this stuff you can get at the dollar store. Hopefully I can show you a few tricks and make this a fun little endeavor. But there's nothing to this, and a Craigslist rebuild is exactly what it is. We're not rebuilding anything. We're taking stuff apart. We're going to paint it, clean it, paint it, and put it back together. And fingerprints are okay, little scuffs are okay, that sort of thing. We just want to get some fresh paint on it so when you open it up, it doesn't look all dirty, crusty, and shitty. So, without further ado, let me walk you through the process of a Craigslist rebuild. Oh, whew. Let's do it. So in any kind of traditional fashion, we're going to need a few supplies to even kick this off. Now, behind me, I got most of this stuff at the dollar store. Now, I do buy Seymour stuff. I buy the cast a lot and the aluminum a lot. We'll walk through that. It's expensive paint. We're not going to use it, but just on a few things, you know, the parts of the AC lines and a few things like that. The rest is dollar store stuff, guys. I don't know if you're aware of this. Dollar store does sell Rust-Oleum, and it is the price of their brand stuff, which is garbage. But everybody knows Rust-Oleum is a pretty good product, okay? So we've got that. We've got aluminum foil. The aluminum foil, I can paint stuff, and we're going to tape off very little. We're going to paint stuff that we want one color, okay? We're going to give that time to dry while we're moving stuff around. And then when it's done, we can come back mask it and paint other sections, okay? That way when we take it off, we're done. But we can wrap aluminum foil on a lot of stuff, guys, and it's super simple to get off. You're not sitting there picking tape and peeling it. It is hands down one of the easiest ways to do stuff. So, aluminum foil, keep it on hand in your shop. Baggies, keep on hand in your shop. Good tape, keep on hand in your shop. Okay, so when we're looking at this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we had to clean a lot of these big braces, okay, the ones going across here, and we still have pretty poor grounds in most stuff. So I'm going to break loose these nuts. I'm not going to put stuff on them, but I'm going to come through here and break all these loose and tighten them, just like we did on the interior. We're trying to get good grounds. We're making sure that all the crusties are gone, okay? The ground strap, you know, we'll clean under that, put it back up. Our headlights are working, but it's still one of those things. We don't know if it's getting the amperage or anything that it needs. But I'm going to pull this radiator out and clean it. So when we get it out, we can go ahead and get to all these stainless lines. We can get to the condenser for the AC. I'm going to clean a bunch of this stuff up with wire brushes. But what we're wanting to do is we just about got the wire buttoned up, so I can just zip tie this up, move this out of the way. We're wanting to paint, you know, underneath the battery tray. And I've got some rubber that I'll put in there, you know what I mean, and clean all this stuff up so that I can start putting stuff back on it. We know that this front is good. We're starting running, water pump and all that, brake booster and all that will be here Wednesday. So I want to have all of this done before Wednesday so that when that stuff comes, I can put this in. Tomorrow is Labor Day, so nobody's working. I'll be out here taking care of this. And what I'm hoping for is as soon as I shut the hood, it looks like it looks like Miss Parker, just a badass old station wagon, just a big sexy beast rolling down the street. But when I open the hood, I want it to be clean. I don't use electrical tape, I use fabric tape, and I'll tape everything up just because it looks better and it doesn't look like electrical tape. And everywhere there's already electrical tape, I'll put that stuff in loom and zip tie it up, get everything slack, you know what I mean, and just button everything back up. And in the meantime, while we're doing this, we're going to listen to the radio. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to show you guys a few tips. I'll probably start it once or twice. And then when we get that done, we're going to start getting out all the 4/0 steel wool and hitting the stainless before we put this outside and put degreaser on everything. I want to have as much of it off and clean as possible. Then we're going to soak this bad boy down, pressure wash it a couple times with the Hotsy, and let it dry. So dry outdoors where the sun can help. We want to get this cleaned up, and then when it's dry, I'll disinfect everything. That was a long spill that you guys had probably no interest in hearing. Yeah, anyway, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my mouth? I'm gonna get you guys set up. I'm gonna bust out some tools. I'm gonna turn the radio back on, and we're gonna start a Craigslist rebuild. Let's do this. Shoo! GoPro. All right, I'm gonna flip you around and show you what I'm working with here. So with these four, I should be able to get in here, clean, do what I need to do. We want to clean the vacuum canisters and all these aluminum AC lines, wiper motor, little AC lines right there. You know what I mean? We just want to see what's going to shine up and get the top off of everything. We're gonna try to hit the little fender wells, the little cracks, all this stuff. We just want to get anything off that's loose and get a nice, good, clean, flat surface. We're not going for mirror finish. We're just going for a nice finish. Craigslist rebuild, okay? But we can do this and make it nice. So I'm gonna put you guys in lickety split mode, and I'm gonna get to cleaning. I've got just about all of this cleaned up, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this line. Then I'm going to use aluminum foil and cover all of this stuff that's shiny with aluminum foil. Reason being is it just comes right off, and you ain't got to sit there and peel tape for hours. And it makes it super fast. I still got to get the two bottom transmission lines off of the cooler part of the front radiator. Flip the generator back, and then I've got everything separated. I know what's what and where's where. I can go ahead and paint the diaphragms one color so that they are a standard color. We'll let that dry, tape that off, vice versa, and we're going to knock this out right quick. But as far as cleaning and taking everything apart, I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I could go a little deeper, but I don't think it's necessary for what this is. So, let's continue on. Guys, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this AC stuff off of here. And reason being is I want this to at least look pretty decent. We've got to replace these O-rings anyhow. And it just needs to happen. So I'm going to continue struggling with this one. And we're gonna get these off. I'm gonna bring you back whenever we decide to go ahead and start painting, because we do have to start taping up some stuff. But I went through about 100 pounds of air out of my big compressor, just blowing all the junk, debris, this, that, and the other out. Y'all seen the radiator? I'm gonna take it completely out to blow it because it was filling dust and dirt everywhere. And we're trying to get rid of the dust and the dirt. So it only makes sense. So I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna break this stuff loose and some of that you guys caught and some of it you didn't, but let me catch you up to where I'm at. So everything's cleaned off, everything's been wire brushed, I've scraped off a bunch of stuff, brake cleaned everything. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and I've got everything where I can fold it up. I still haven't wrapped aluminum foil around anything, but we're gonna be touching up the head on this side, right down here, all the crank, you know what I mean? All down in here. So anyhow, got that. This is all cleaned up, got all that removed. I'm gonna set the paint booth up behind here because the wind's pulling through. And if I paint it here, it's gonna overspray there. So I'll have it towards the rear. And we've got quite a few things to clean because I'm gonna do that air filter and all the little tabs and brackets and that sort of thing. So I've got the car prepped. I've got probably 2 more hours of prep work and literally 2 hours of painting. The painting's the easy part, but the prep is where you're gonna notice it. We're not going for show car. We're going for nice, clean driver quality. And when you do this, you get to check everything out. So, good thing to do anyhow. Oh, I'm gonna set up the paint booth, guys. We've got the water pump coming in today, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this, well, new water pump, but wrong size, off of here. Power steering back off, and I believe I just left these finger tight. No, of course I'm gonna bolt it all down. All right, we'll make quick work of it right quick, guys. Not a lot of people consider stuff like this, but what we're doing is a real common deal for flippers. And for good reason. Like, you take the value of this, what I paid for it, you know, la-di-da. Go through all the wiring, get everything to work, you know. This is, well, this body style specifically is real desirable, especially with all the options. This could turn into, you know, easily 16, 18,000 just on what we're doing, getting it running and driving, and let them have the fun part of deciding what they want to do with it, you know. So you guys consider that, you know. And this is, I do a lot of these. This is actually what I do, you know. Very few of them do I keep. And reason being, I don't want a bunch of vehicles, and this is fine for me. You know what I mean? I got a cool bag truck. I have a service truck to drive my kids' cars I can drive. So there's really no need to have a whole nother vehicle, you know. This one I'll keep. I'll drive it for a while. More than likely I'm gonna wind up selling it and making a fair bit of payout on it. And this is the kind of work I enjoy doing. So this is real common, guys. If this is something you're interested in, man, get in there and do it. I bought the books. I don't know anything about this car. I'm no stranger to mechanics and I have the tools, but it's because I do stuff like this and I got mechanic buddies and I learn a lot of tricks. I didn't figure I'd be getting into it a week later. All right, we got fresh silicone on everything. We've got to get this our steering unit off here right quick. This will take just a second and we'll set it to the side. The best way to learn your car right here, guys, by getting out there and doing this stuff. And it gives you some street cred. Yep, come by yesterday and his son Kyle was with him. He busted me on one of them street cred deals. One of the young kid, he was like, "No, that's some street cred." Where, you know, he was listening to us tell old stories. He's a young man, real good kid. All right. Okay. All right, you guys can still see? Yeah. All right, here's where I gotta beat the snot out of this and hope I didn't screw the pooch by putting all that JB weld in there. Trying to break it loose, guys. Remember, we got silicone over it on everything. Looks like all the corners are coming up. It took the stud with it. Okay. Not a bad deal. At least it's in there, and I know that would have held up somewhat. That sucks too, because this is brand new, $170. I'll never get that money back. I can find an old nail head guy and, you know, do it that way, but you know how that goes. Have to sell it for half of what I have in it. Or, in my instance, what I usually do is buy another motor to fit that water pump. And that's no shit. I buy parts. I buy cars to put my parts on. Too dumb, I know. While this is out, I'm going to go ahead and get these horn wires done. We're going to wrap up these wires. So let's catch everybody up on this water pump debacle, okay? I've ordered a lot of stuff through Speedway. They've dropped the ball several times. Their customer service has gone downhill. Their parts have certainly gone downhill. Will I continue to use them? I'm pretty sure I will, because I don't learn anything the first time. And I just like taking lickings as I go. So first water pump with AC car, first water pump, too long. Back and forth through several ignored emails, nothing happened, can't get the distance right, order another water pump. Through them, that they recommend, too short. Okay, put it on my Potter County Patina page. One of you guys answered back, gets me in touch with a gentleman named Matt. Let's see, nailheadbuick.com. Legit. And I mean legit. Talk to Russ, man. He walked me through 10 different things. Without getting into a bunch of detail, it doesn't look like I am going to be able to make it to the parade run up at the high school and the trade show and the car show and all that here in a week or two. I've got to pull this front timing pump cover off, or this timing cover. That means getting the balancer off, getting all that out. Get that timing cover off there. If I'm doing that, I'm pulling the bracket for the AC, getting that off. I'm going to change out all these front gaskets, bottom gaskets, valve cover gaskets, that sort of thing, which I did not want to get into right now. However, the nylon gear that works the water pump ties in directly to the crank and cam off the timing set, and it's an interference engine. That nylon gear goes, you're going to grenade that engine. And Russ assured me, he said, do not, I would not, therefore I will not. Listen to people with more experience. So what turned out to be a bad deal on the water pumps, really not such a bad kick in the pants, okay? I'm going to use this as a learning example. Get with the people who do that. I do this in the trades. I don't hire a concrete guy that does stuff on the side, okay? I hire an outfit that this is what they do. You know what I mean? On any of my trades. I don't deal with chucks in a truck. Speedway has become just of such with Chinese parts, their fitment, their pricing, their shipping. Their customer service used to be pretty good. You know what I mean? And it's just, this isn't the first time, and I don't want to blast them because they do an okay job for what they are. Get with the specialist. Sent Matt a message. I mean, within 3 or 4 minutes, man, I'm on the phone with Russ. Excellent source for Buick stuff. Excellent. And I do want to keep this nail head. Y'all remember, So getting with the nailhead guys, he said they build 13 to 15 of these a year. So get with the guys who do this. They're gonna let you know. So I'm stoked about that relationship. I'm gonna be buying some parts, gotta get this pump sent out in the morning. Dave and Patrick have been over here for several hours and getting all the tiny tedious stuff done that makes all the difference in the world. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm gonna flip you around as to how far our Craigslist rebuild is going. We are getting there. I spent the day yesterday cleaning that up. Already told you about that. Gabe has been putting aluminum foil on everything, getting all that buttoned up so that we can rattle cans some black in there. Patrick is getting the valve covers, spick and span. All the little brackets and pulleys. I've got to repair this one before we do anything to it. But they're all painted, sitting here. So we'll paint the valve covers here in just a few minutes. I'll take my time and do the air cleaner in the evenings. But between us three, we've got all these tore apart, pulled apart pulleys, all the washers, that sort of thing. Everything's painted, put back together. And we're looking at doing the engine. Gabe helped me try to bleed the brakes. There's no juice on any four corners, so I'm gonna let it gravity feed for a few hours. Then I have one of those compression deals I can put on there and pressure it up to push brake fluid through. So hopefully that's gonna be a thing, because we don't want to have to get into brake lines, but we probably will. I think that's about it. Gabe, you got anything to say? No? Okay. What about you? You got some shit to say? Yeah, it chewed his finger up. Yeah, I got his hand pretty good. And that's the real stiff bristle one. Oh, it hurts. It burns. Then I was like, hey, man, go put some brake clean on that deal right quick and clean it. And I was hoping he would spray his hand, but he didn't. So they fall for it. Let's talk about this. Only thing we're waiting on is the carburetor. I went ahead and ordered it. I have to get the dual inlet fuel line deal, 6A fitting to go to the fuel line. Anyhow, water pump came in. Matt and his dad, Russ, they come in clutch on that, Centerville Auto. That's that nailheadbuick.com. Great gasket set quality. Let's talk about what needs to happen next. So we're going to get a carburetor, put it on. I've got the linkage kit over there for the transmission for that carburetor. Got some new return springs. And then that's done. Still got to get the oil pan off. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and pull that fuel tank. So that's going to be what we're going to jump into here in just a second. I'm going to pull you guys off and show you guys around. This looks so much better. So this is all it is. So essentially a Craigslist rebuild. Pulled everything off, but I did go a little more in depth. Made several different videos out of different content. But for you guys, we're just going to look this over. Fuel line, fuel tank. Got the new fuel filter on, kick down spring. Oh, got to get a thermostat. Get a thermostat and gasket in here. Got to get a radiator cap, put some fluid in. I did get my overflow made. So thank you, Thaddeus, for that, buddy. And got all the AC components back on. I do like the way the symmetry of the lines are. These are just the belts for the glove box. But I don't want to put them in there because I'm going to start getting in there and cleaning up. But anyway, front's all done, looking good. Got to wrap a few wires over here. But all this is cleaned up, put up. I think it looks nice. Still got a few more little heat shrink deals to do. Then we'll get into the wipers. All right, I'm going to look inside here just to make sure there's nothing beside that gas pedal that I don't want to hit. Because I've done that before. Surprise, surprise. All right, gas pedal coming through. Needs to be right beside the bracket on the hump. Up about, or over about, I'm going to say 1.5 inches. So right beside the bracket. Looks like it'll work. Whew, I gotta move slow. I just got up too fast. Whew, still not awesome, guys. Still not. Story of my life. Why do they have all this pookie right there? I may tap this from the inside, guys. Because I don't think that I can get down in there too easy. I'll be right back, playa. So I just opened up me a new roll of Teflon. Man, guys, that's cool. That's crazy. Drop down in the comments. You ever done that? You ever went through a whole roll without kicking it in the dirt or losing it or anything? Kind of crazy. All right, y'all ready for the grand finale? Big old carburetor sitting on this bad boy. Let me get all my wires out of the way because I will smash one of them. Darn it! All right. Looks like it'll set right down on there. Everything looks clean. See how I just blew it off? Yup. All right. Hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be heavy. Oh, my guts don't feel good. I'm going to have to lean over and hold this in the air. See if I can do this gently. Let me get my position with my legs spread apart. Oh, God dang. Okay. Without slamming into all my gaskets and shit. That's got to go under the power steering pump. Well, hell, I could have done that with both eyes. I say that. Let me get it started before I get too happy about it. Remember, this one gets a big old stud that goes on the top. Oh, you dummy. I should have not put this carburetor on yet. I'm going to have a hard time. Well, not a hard time, but it's not going to be quite as easy getting to that bolt or this bolt. Why not do it all 3 times? Story of my life. Can y'all hear me over here mumbling and shit? And I'm cussing a lot. I get it. I get it. Half of you guys don't watch it anyway. All right. I did get some new shirts in. And they're dope. Way cooler. Like, heat-wise too. They did some different stuff to the DTF material, I guess. I don't know what they do, but it's better. Those last ones, you couldn't even wear them outside. Your back would just burn up and sweat. It was gross. Where you at? This is my gas. Oh yeah, hold on. Have mercy. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And I'm about to do it. Get my gasket in place here. Get the light in my eye where I can't see nothing. Blinded. Great. Come on. The good news is there's no water jackets on these, so you don't have to really worry about sealant and all of that stuff, so that helps tremendously. Meaning you can typically just rearrange and go. Let me see if did that make it in? Feels like it. Yep, that one's in. Yep. Yup. Okay. We're cooking with gasoline now, boys. And I had a big 5/8 bolt. Where'd the 5/8 bolt go? Probably stuck it in a different hole. Who really knows? Where did it go, though? I need it. Put this back up. That's half of this stuff, just talking to yourself, man. Become your own best friend, brother. You're gonna get right on through to this, brother. Oh, feels good to have it at this point. Good thing I didn't order that other air cleaner because it wouldn't fit with his AC compressor on there. Great. Who would have thunk it? Who knew? And knowing that I'm going to be taking this back apart later on, I probably shouldn't even be doing this, but and I'm probably going about it the whole wrong way doing it this way, because I'll probably have to get new intake gaskets and a new carb gasket. But I want to know if the transmission is going to work and get a carburetor on there that actually works. The other one did. You guys remember that in that last video, the Will It Run? It did real well. It was just loading up the fuel, and I redid the float and got it to work. But I want to know oil pressure. I want to know a lot of shit before I get balls deep into this, because, you know, and if it's running and it's all doing good and it just has low oil pressure or something, and I do decide to sell this, which I'm not against, you're gonna be like, yeah, it runs, but it has low oil pressure, come listen to it. You know what I mean? It's easier sell than go, well, I didn't want to waste another gasket, so you can't hear it run. No bullshit. If I'm gonna be asking money for it, adult money, then it needs to run to where they can hear it, or they're gonna just beat me down on price, and I'm not into that. I'll keep it and use it as yard art. Not to be a smart ass, but I've got a 27 Model T Roadster sitting out that's bad as hell. I've got a, 31 coupe sitting out front. I've got some cool stuff. All the neighbors like it, all the cool guys, all the old timers. They're all talking about when they come back from war and stuff, and the stuff they built. Kind of neat. Lets them reminisce and keeps them from chewing my head off because I bring shit home all the time. There's that other one. So for the most part, the engine's buttoned up. I don't have an air cleaner. I do have a rusty one that Tammy Watson hooked me up with, so I'm gonna do, whoo. I tell you what, when you're sick and you go to put on your glasses and it shifts, ugh. Yeah, we're gonna use the Wizard scissors. So I've already put this on the carburetor and it fits. So I am going to plasma cut out the outside, take it to the wire wheel, clean it up, flip the original one over, the 2-barrel. I'm gonna mark out a spot, cut it out, and I'm gonna weld this 4-barrel hole onto the 2-barrel air breather I got. So that's what I'm doing. Stick around, watch this craziness. Let me get my gloves. Probably some safety glasses. I don't know. Ugh, my glasses make me dizzy. Ugh, I'm gonna have to take those off. Holy shit. Ugh. I'm supposed to start wearing them. Ugh. I think it's just because I'm sick, because I don't typically do that to me. So, I want a little bit of a lip on it, so I'm just gonna angle this as such. Like what? I ain't worried about making it pretty. I'm gonna clean it up over there. What, did I not even do it right? I see you. I see you. Right there. Right there. How you like that? as I make this pretty, I'm gonna clean it up over there. What, did I not even do it right? I see it. I see it. Right there. Right there. How you like that? Voila! Let me go clean this up right quick now that it's easy to work with. I'm gonna set up a jig. Now let's see how she fits. This little interlocked piece over here on this side, can you see that? Right here where the web, no, because the shadow right there. That sits over here. Look at there. Locks in. Perfect. That little locking piece goes to that. Throttle linkage. Everything is still golden. So, I am going to pull the original air breather off the wall up here. I've got it hanging on the 2-barrel intake and that rebuilt carb. I'm gonna pull that off right quick. I'm gonna climb up there, get it, and then clean up a spot, and we're gonna weld that to the bottom of it. Okay, so I've got the air breather. It's just sitting on there. Let me get everything straightened out here. So, air breather sitting on there. That looks pretty good, guys. That's a finished package. Now, I am gonna have to pull it all out. However, I'm okay with it. Getting you guys set up. We've got it all put back together. And I have taken the coil off. I just put gas in it. Now with the power steering pump, I don't have any fluid. I don't want to waste transmission fluid for it because I have enough for the transmission flush. If it starts screaming, I'm just gonna have to shut it down. But I did get the gauges on, so I'm trying to pressure up the oil side of it where I can watch it and make sure I don't have oil leaking down the side of the block where the stem went in, or under the dash where the little copper oil line hooked up. And guys, do take the time to do the copper. You will thank me 100 times later. Let me crank this over a few times. We've got battery, neutral safety switches working. Let me see if I can build up some oil pressure. I'm gonna put the coil back on. Maybe by that time we'd pick up enough fuel through the new fuel pump into the fuel filter to fill up the fuel bowl and see if we have liftoff. Hold on, guys. About 25 pounds of oil pressure during crank up. Don't know if that's awesome or not. Oh, we're full of fuel. I'll be damned. Holy smoke, that happened fast. Okay. Let me get a standard screwdriver and make sure this idle isn't held wide open. Let me get my coil back on without it trying to push back up off the cap. There we go. Hope I got all the plug wires on back right. Guys, you're gonna have to hold for just a second. I just want to make sure this throttle blade is barely cracked. Yep, okay. Cool. Let me get a light. Remember, we had this running before. All I've done was taken the top apart. Don't look like it's squirting. Just yet. Maybe I just can't see it. Who knows? Oh, let me get my leg in here. Feels nice starting it knowing it's in park. Oh, I've got a new starter for you. You don't worry about that. All right, we may be worrying about that sooner than later. Auto spring is stiff. Okay, no, it's not. I'm barely touching it. So whenever I think I'm going down, I'm already at 4 barrel. So I don't need to touch it anymore. That's what we wanted to hear. Okay, now I'm going to turn in the idle screw. Remember, I just turned it out so that I know that our blades ain't stuck. We should be able to bust this off, adjust the air fuel, and let it run for a minute or 3. Let me give it a pump. God, way back in there. Incredible, guys. Look at that. That's horrible. Horrible. We've got some conditioner in the oil. We're going to need to do this several times before we drain it. We want that conditioner to run through this engine a few times, okay? We want it to get hot. We'll shut it down. Let it cool down. We're going to do this quite a bit before we pull it. We want to get all that trash into the bottom of the pan. We don't need to rev it or nothing like that. We're trying to get out the carbon. We're going to see if we can bring these rings around. Guys, that's horrible. That's valve seals, rings, everything. It's not smoking out of the rear, just out of the front. I wonder if there's a positive crankcase vacuum I could put. Hook up to it. PCV filter. Woo! I'm gonna have to do something. Does sound okay? It's just idling, guys. It shouldn't continue to just sit here and idle until I shut it off. We want to do this, okay? Anyway, I won't worry you. I'll get back up with you guys in a few. Guys, that's a beautiful noise, sound, and smell. So, boy, them rings are really gonna have to come around. That blow-by is tremendous. Now, you guys keep in mind, this is a running engine. Sounds good, sounds decent. Those rings will come around. And you guys remember, I've got a lot of cleaner and detergent. Well, you guys don't remember. There's detergent in it, so it needs to be smoking a little bit. That blow-by is concerning. Some of it may be detergent. As we bring this around, we're gonna find out. I'll do this quite a few times. I'll pull the valve covers and check it out when we pull the engine. Now, does that change the engine build or the engine? No, we still wanna put a transmission behind it. I do wanna fix the brakes on this first, okay? And then see if this transmission works. Then we're gonna, this is the same story, same thing I've said 13 times in this video. All right, guys, we've reached the end of this video. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you found any value in this, if you would, hit the like button, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, do what you know you need to do. I'm trying to build a channel here. So, in this video, you heard me talk about transmission and other stuff. This video is going down at the same time as 3 others. So some of that stuff I may be able to edit out. If not, then just it is what it is. But guys, we went through the heat and air controls on this. That's a different video. Go to the playlist and start checking some of this stuff out. I had to modify the intake. That's a different video. Go to the playlist. Start checking some of this stuff out. I've got the gas tank over here. All that's been redone. All the fuel lines have new fuel lines. There's a lot of videos, but not most of it's in this video. If you guys appreciate this type of content and you found a little humor in it, some value, check out some of the other videos, guys. And I know your time is important. My time is very valuable as well. So I try to make it brief, direct, to the point, put some humor in there, and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys. Dixie's losing her mind in the background, and I'm surprised she's not barking. And I do apologize about that. We're trying to get her trained up a little better. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Welcome to Potter County Patina. Thanks for your time. And until next time, guys, peace, cheers, and just go build it. I'm off to the next one. That's where I'm ending this. I still got work to do. So, never ends, playa. Never ends. Peace, guys. Take care of yourself.